Today, we're going on a kind of virtual pilgrimage to a place that's seriously remote, a sacred temple tucked away deep in the Himalayas. We're headed to Madhyamaheshwar. And here's the thing. To really get what this place is all about, you first have to know the wild story, the myth that brought it into being.
So, how do you find a god who's gone into hiding? I mean, seriously, this question, it's the core of our entire story. It's an ancient riddle, and it kicks off one of the most amazing spiritual journeys you can imagine. You could almost call it a divine game of hide and seek.
All right, let's get right into it. If you want to understand why on earth there's a temple perched way up there in the clouds, we have to rewind. We've got to go back to the foundational story, the legend of the Panch Kedar. That's the 5 sacred shrines of Lord Shiva.
So picture this. You've got the epic Kurukshetra war from the Mahabharata. It's over. The Pandava heroes, they won. But they're carrying this immense guilt. So they go seeking forgiveness from Lord Shiva. But Shiva, well, he's not having it. He wants to avoid them. So what does he do? He transforms into a giant bull and just poof, vanishes right into the ground. But a god can't stay hidden forever, right? So pieces of this bull's body start reappearing all across the Garhwal Himalayas. The hump, it pops up at Kedarnath. The arms, they appear at Tungnath. The face at Rudranath, the hair at Kalpeshwar, and smack dab in the middle, the navel, or Madhya Bhag, that's what appears at Madhyamaheshwar. And boom, these 5 spots become the legendary Panch Kedar.
Okay, so that's the why of it all. We know the legend. Now let's get into the how. Because getting to Madhyamaheshwar, it's not just a hike. It's a journey through centuries of history and some seriously tough terrain.
So if you were to do this trek today, your starting line is a place called Ranchi Village. And from there, you're looking at a trek of about 16 to 18 kilometers. And let me tell you, this is no walk in the park. It's a serious physical commitment. It's a test of your endurance from the very first step. And people have been making this exact journey for, get this, over 1,000 years. The temple itself goes way back to the medieval period, likely built by the Katuri rulers. Then, for centuries after, the Garhwal kings took care of it, protecting it. And through all that time, it's just stood there, enduring the brutal Himalayan weather. It's an incredible testament to its staying power.
Okay, let's just stop and think about this number for a second. 10,790 feet. That's almost 11,000 feet above sea level. This isn't just a remote temple. This thing is basically a sanctuary built in the sky. Its location, that intense altitude, is its own form of protection.
And here's something I find absolutely fascinating. It's a perfect example of how devotion adapts to the landscape. In the winter, the snows are so extreme that the temple becomes completely inaccessible. So what do? For centuries, they've had this ceremony where they carry the deity down to a village called Ukrimath. This way, the worship never stops. It's unbroken all year round. How amazing is that? So, after trekking across mountains, after walking through all that history, we've finally made it. We're here. So, what do you actually find when you reach this incredible destination? Let's go inside. Let's step into the sacred sanctuum.
The temple itself, it's classic North Indian Himalayan style. You can see it's built from these massive stone slabs that lock together. And that design is genius, right? It's engineered to be super resilient, to survive centuries of insane snowfall and even earthquakes. It's got that iconic conical tower, the Shikara, that just soars towards the sky. And the setting, wow, it's just sitting there in these lush green alpine meadows with the towering Chowkhamba peaks looking right down on it. It's absolutely breathtaking.
Now, right at the heart of the temple, you have the Garbhagriha, the sanctum. This is the core, the most sacred spot. And inside, what pilgrims find is this black stone lingam, and it's shaped exactly like a navel. Now, in Hindu thought, the navel represents the center of life, the center of consciousness. And this is where the legend just comes full circle, right? This is the physical proof, the manifestation of Shiva's middle part. It's the whole reason for the temple's existence.
But wait, the journey isn't quite over yet. For anyone willing to push just a little bit further, there is a short hike up to a place called Buddha Madhyamaheshwar. And let me tell you, this is the ultimate reward. It's a smaller, more peaceful shrine, and from there, you get this absolutely insane panoramic sunrise view over the Chowkhamba peaks. Watching those first rays of light hit the snow, it's just pure, unfiltered awe. Now, if you're actually thinking about making this trip, listen up, because timing is everything.
The window to do this trek is pretty small. As you can see, summer and autumn are your best bets. You get pleasant weather, clear skies, just ideal for trekking. But the monsoon season, yeah, you're going to want to avoid that. Heavy rains mean real risks, like landslides.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's become pretty clear that Madhyamaheshwar is so much more than just a building. Its real legacy, the thing that makes it so special, is this incredible mix of physical struggle, breathtaking natural beauty, and a deep, profound faith. And here's a really crucial idea to grasp. It's rooted in this ancient belief that the difficulty of the journey, well, it isn't a bug, it's a feature. The physical challenge, the sheer effort it takes, that's actually seen as a key part of the spiritual practice. So first and foremost, this journey is a test of endurance, plain and simple. It pushes you physically. You're dealing with steep climbs, thin air at crazy altitudes. But it also pushes you mentally, You have to find the will to keep going on this long and sometimes pretty lonely trek.
But the payoff for all that effort, it's huge. You are completely immersed in some of the most stunning, raw, untouched Himalayan beauty on the entire planet. We're talking vast green meadows, massive snow-capped peaks, a world that very few people ever get to see with their own eyes. And finally, after you've passed the test of endurance and you've been rewarded with all that beauty, you get to the destination. And what you find there is a sanctuary, a place of true silence and devotion. It's this incredibly rare chance to just disconnect from the nonstop noise of our world and connect with something deeper, something timeless, a place that honestly feels closer to the heavens than it does to Earth. And that really leaves us with one last thing to think about. It doesn't matter if you're a pilgrim or just a traveler. The journey itself poses a really powerful question. What can a trip to the high, difficult, faraway places of the world teach us about the landscape we all carry around inside of us?